The last memorable Wembley fight, obviously, Carl Froch, George Groves, is in George Groves being a stablemate of yours. Coming up, he has the world title clash against Chudinov. How do you see George recovering from that, or coming back in terms of he's had a few world title shots before? Will that be on his mind going into it, or will he have seen him?
Yeah, I believe George Groves is the best fighter in Britain who hasn't won a world title. You know, he's had a couple of occasions where, you know, in different scenarios he would be world champion. The first fight against Carl Froch, a lot of people, including himself, felt that the fight was stopped prematurely, that he was ahead on points. Also, his fight against Badou Jack, you know, I thought he won that fight, you know, by a couple of rounds. He was unfortunate to lose a split decision against a Floyd Mayweather fighter in Las Vegas on a Floyd Mayweather promotion. So I think he's very unlucky. I think this fight with Chudinov is his time to shine. I believe he's been waiting for this. You know, he's in great condition already, and I'm really looking forward to him capturing his first world title, because he should be world champion. I've seen him spar with world champions, and he's 100% world class. No one can ever question that. But it'd be nice for him to officially go on the record books as, you know, super middleweight champion of the world.
Like George obviously is coming back into the ring. Is it far-fetched to say Carl could come back as well? He's obviously... I
don't believe Carl Froch will make a comeback. You know, I know he's had a nose job to shave off some of his beak, and I don't think he'll fancy getting that squished. He actually looks really nice now. Not that he didn't look nice before. I preferred his old nose. It made him look a bit more of a warrior. But now that he's had his nose sort of reconstructed, I don't think he's going to fancy getting it squashed again. You know, Carl Froch, I don't believe, has anything to prove. He proved he's one of Britain's greatest ever fighters in any weight category. You know, you just got to look through his resume, who he's fought. He fought all of the best guys he possibly could have done, and other than you know, close losses to Andre Ward and Kessler, which he got revenge over, I definitely feel, you know, his resume is as good as, if not better than, any fighter we have from Britain. The only person I believe you could really make an argument for is probably Lennox Lewis. You know, Lennox Lewis fought everyone he could and beat everybody. So I'd say Lennox Lewis would go in front of him, but he's up there in the top 5 for me, you know, greatest British fighters.
A man who is keen to boost his resume, Eubank Jr. Obviously, you saw the Eubanks at the BT Sport Industry Awards dinner the other evening. What do you think of his prospects coming up? Do you think?
Well, I think they're great. I really believe that Chris Eubank Jr. is a fighter who can do tremendous things. You know, he already holds the IBO title. You know, the first title of many. I've seen him take big shots from guys who were way bigger than him. I've seen his skill set, his work ethic and work rate is. You know, I don't know any other fighter who trains as hard as Junior. I believe, you know, he's got the experience of his father. His father was an all-time great fighter, and he's got him in his corner. He's got him keeping a close eye on how he trains, how he lives, what he eats, and I believe that it's only a matter of time before, you know, he gets those big fights with the Golovkins of the world, the Jacobs of the world. You know, and he's already talking about going up to, you know, fight some of the big super middleweights. You know, I know that the title he holds is at super middleweight, but I don't believe he's the biggest super middleweight in the world. He can make middleweight, but he's the type of guy who would want to fight anybody. He would fight a light heavyweight given the option. He's that type of fighter. He's a throwback fighter who wants the biggest and best fights all the time. You know, he was calling out Golovkin, so that didn't happen for some political reasons. But you know, I know that he wants the biggest fights, and I've got if there's anyone who has the ability to beat a Golovkin, there's someone who comes at him and has a high work rate and a good chin, and that's exactly what Chris Eubank Jr. has.
A stablemate of yours on social media having a few feuds is Josh Taylor with Ohara Davies. Do you think that's a fight that should happen next?
I think the fight should happen. When it happens, I don't know. I'm not sure what they either have mandatories to their titles. They both hold titles. I believe it's a natural fight that will happen probably in the next 12 to 18 months. I don't believe there should be any rush with that. I think both fighters are still developing. Both fighters are fine-tuning their skills, but they're very, very good. Both of them. You know, Ohara Davies, you know, what he did to Derry Matthews was very, very impressive. Although Matthews was in the twilight of his career, he still put on a fantastic show. And Josh Taylor, you know, I've seen him up close, as you said, trained also by Shane McGuigan. I've seen him behind closed doors do some ridiculous things. You know, he's such a great talent, and I believe I'd like those two guys to fight for world titles. I'd like a unification type fight. You know, my fight against Enzo Maccarinelli was a huge fight. We could have fought earlier on. We wouldn't have earned as much money. It wouldn't have been as big fight. So I wouldn't like Davis and Taylor to fight for peanuts now. You know, I want these guys, because they're both amazing fighters. I'd rather these guys fight when there's like some big stuff on the table, world titles with, you know, big money. I think it'll be a waste for them guys to fight now. You know, they're not prospects. These guys are both have the capabilities to become world champions. I'd like it to both go different routes, win world titles, and then have a unification where they both earn some good dough, and maybe they could have a series of fights if they're entertaining. Because I think they've both got this type of styles that would gel nice for the fans. They're both all-action fighters, both very skilled, and it's one of those fights that I believe is big now. It's big. It could happen now, and it'll be huge. Give it a year, give it 18 months, it'll be even bigger, and it'll be a big... One of them should have a world title within the next 18 months, and hopefully both, and then they can have that big all unification fight in the UK.